I can see you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Julie. Good morning,
morning.
jewelry makers. It's Tracy at TierraCast. Thank you for joining us if you have indeed done so, or if you're joining us later and watching the recording. Thank you. We appreciate it. Julie and I were talking last time we had a live video demo. Sometimes we talk later afterwards and like, what are we going to do next week? What are our ideas? And we have a list of ideas. And she said, we never did the bee bracelet and bee earrings kits. I was like, I'm like, no, that can't be right. Surely we did those. But she said, no, we didn't. So we launched these kits with our renewal collection earlier this year and launched these kits with it, little bee earrings and little bee bracelet. And they were incredibly popular. They sold out.
Tracy, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but there's something running in the background, like a second sound. And it's
I got my fan running. Let me turn that off.
No, it's a voice.
Oh no, there's nothing on my end.
Oh, it's me.
And I don't hear it on the stream.
Oh, good. Okay, if anybody out there is hearing me like double, let me know.
Oh, I think so far you're okay. Everything's good. Where was I? Some of our customers demoed these with us. And I think maybe I got on with Becky at Art Beads and demoed one of them. And Kay at Stars Beads demoed them during a Great Bead Extravaganza event. So there's been some demos, but we haven't done them ourselves. So we thought we should do that. And plus we like to have the videos available because we link to them in the inspiration pages. And then we also upload them to YouTube so that they're, accessible. They're accessible afterwards, and you guys can watch them and enjoy and use the inspiration however you are inspired. I'm going to see if I can see any of the video stream on the Facebook page so I can see who's joined us.
Yeah, we got some enthusiastic folks out there right now.
Yay, I love enthusiastic folks. You know what, I had a comment, Julie, on YouTube, because we are posting these up onto YouTube afterwards. Usually, like by the end of the week, we do our demos on Tuesday, and then by the end of the week, we're, my computer's just being like, no, you're trying to do too many things. So, but what was I saying?
Posting on YouTube.
Yeah, please cooperate. Somebody commented on the YouTube video of one of our demos that it would be nice if we post, because we share a lot of links during the stream here on Facebook. And somebody said, oh, I don't use Facebook. Can I get all those links here on YouTube? So I am going to try to remember to do that, to go in to the YouTube videos and figure out what we link to and add those in so that the people who are watching on YouTube can also get all the good stuff. Hi, everybody. I'm seeing lots of comments, and as always, we are just so happy to see you guys. So we'll get started. I have to switch my camera. And I have both of the kits available for us to work from, although I don't want to, I'm going to take out the instructions, but I do not want to use the little parts from the kit. So I pulled them separately, but just because I'm going to keep this little kit intact, because sometimes I just need one available to show people. So I'm going to keep my little parts set aside, but I will show you guys the lovely instruction cards that we include with our kits. Our kits are usually fairly beginner friendly, and it's a simple little card format with the instructions on the inside and the part list on the back. And I think we're going to start with, since that's the first one I opened, we'll start with the earrings. And what we need to make the earrings is 2 of the honeycomb links that were launched with our renewal collection, and 2 of our honeybee charms, which we've had those in our line for, I can't even guess, for a very long time. They were early on in our production of our own product line after the company stopped casting for other people and just started doing our own stuff. Those came early. So we have.
Yeah, we did a whole in the garden.
Oh, is that what it was? There was a theme thing. So we need 2 of the honeycombs. We need 2 of the honeybees. We have 2 of these sweet little check glass flower beads. We get these from Raven's Journey, which is, if you're not familiar with Raven's Journey, she's a check bead provider. She designs, she imports, and she just does beautiful stuff. And she is her Raven's Journey website is wholesale. She sells to all of your retail bead stores. So we just love her stuff. So we've got 2 of her little check glass flower beads. We've got some jump rings. I think I actually only need 2 of those. Let's not get ourselves confused. And I've got 2 head pins. And the first thing I'm going to do is just string my little flowers onto the head pins and make little dangles with simple loops. I really need to cushion my work surface, Julie. You know, I have my nice mat for working on, but my tools are just sitting on my wooden table and it's clanky and noisy. I should fix that.
I've never noticed it.
Oh, I do. It just sounds incredibly loud. Maybe it's not so bad for you guys. But every time I set a tool down, it sounds like
I just heard it now that you mentioned it.
Oh, now that I brought it up.
I just don't think it made an impact before.
It's funny. Okay, so I've got my little flowers on my head pins.
Tracy, you should talk for just 1 minute about why our head pins are so perfect for what you're doing right there.
Our head pins, we have 2 different kinds. The ones I'm using for this project are 21 gauge 2-inch head pins. They're a brass wire and then they're plated to match our different finishes. So they're 21 gauge wire and they're very, very sturdy. So they are absolutely ideal for simple loops. It's not a soft, it's soft enough. Maybe, I don't know if it's technically a half hard wire. I don't know, but they're nice and sturdy. And these loops, it would take a serious effort to bend to open those loops when someone is wearing the piece of jewelry. So they're very, very perfect for simple loops. Now our second style of head pins is, I just happen to have one right here, is a 24 gauge, and we have them in sterling silver. And also, what are the gold ones, Julie?
Well, I'm thinking we have 20 gauge nickel silver and we have 21 gauge nickel silver. And then we have 21 gauge sterling and gold fill.
24 gauge.
They are 24?
Yeah, the sterling silvers are 24.
Tracy.
What's that?
I'm going to fact check you.
Okay, fact check me. Go to the website.
Wrong, but you know.
Yeah. So these ones are quite soft. These ones, and they also come in a gold and a copper. So they're 24 gauge. They're quite thin, a lot thinner, and they're wonderful for wrapped loops. So they're very soft.
The point that I wanted you to make for people is for those of us that don't have wire wrapping skills, like you do, you don't have to worry about it. These are not going to open. They are a nice stiffness they will hold.
Yes, exactly. The 21 gauge. Now the 24 gauge are quite a bit softer, and so they're very nice. You can do wrapped loops with the 21 gauge, but it's stiffer. You can do it, but it's a stiffer wire. And then the 24 gauge are quite a bit thinner, and they're lovely for wrapped loops. So that's the difference between our 2 different head pins.
And Tracy, once again, is correct. And unfortunately, I go back so anciently that we didn't have 20 gauge.
Are they 20 or 21?
We used to have 20 and gauge 21, and now 21.
Well, I can see why that would get confusing then. But you're right. Currently, they're 21 gauge.
Yes. So listen to Tracy, not me, and but just know that they're those 21 gauge 21 gauge eye pins and head pins are really great for simple loops.
Yes, they're perfect. All right, so I've moved on from my little flowers and my head pins. I am attaching the charms to the bottom of the honeycomb link. And I'm trying to remember, sometimes I try to make an effort to make sure that the opening of my jump ring is in the back of the design. Now, in this case, it's really roomy and that's going to spin around, but it is just a little tiny detail that I sometimes try to pay attention to. I often just completely forget about it, but right now I'm going to try and follow my own these good practices I try to set up for myself and then usually forget all about. So what I'm doing is just putting a jump ring down at the bottom link of the honeycomb and just attaching that charm down there. And then I'm also, whoops, and I failed this time. I'm also making the effort. I want these, the honeycomb charms to kind of face each other. So I need to attach my honeybees accordingly.
Look how
and so I have to flip-flop one of them. All right, so now I've got my honeycomb links facing me. My charms are on there. I'm going to add these little dangles that we made. I'm going to add those this next link up on the honeycomb charm. And just close that little loop up to attach it. So you guys can see these are, this particular kit, especially the earrings, are just super beginner friendly. Romeo, can you hear Romeo serenading outside, Julie?
I didn't notice him today. I did the last time though.
Romeo's our financial administrator's little dog. And he's a great little dog. Yes, but as soon as she walks away from the office, he just calls for her until she's back. So now I'm taking I've got, this kit comes with our gray niobium ear wires, and I'm just attaching those up at the other end of the link.
Do we need to talk about niobium, or do our viewers know all about it by now?
It's never bad. I didn't, also, I don't know who saw that, but I didn't close my loop securely, and my little charm my flower dangle fell off.
Unfortunately, I'm sure everybody saw that, Tracy.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, simple loop failure. Niobium. We have a wide array of niobium ear wire options. Niobium is a hypoallergenic metal that's fabulous for people who have sensitive ears. So the niobium ear wires are awesome. So that's it for the earrings. They are very, very, very easy. The bracelet is also pretty beginner friendly. Let's get rid of my garbage. I do have a little system, Julie, for saving my sterling silver scraps. I don't just toss those.
Really, you're surprising me that you have that, Tracy.
No, you don't want to throw out your sterling scraps. And then every once in a while, Kirsten will come around and gather up metal scraps for recycling. So yeah. I pass it off to her.
No, it's very smart, conservative thing to do.
Yeah, well, but it's part of our company practice. We try to be very conscious of environmental stuff and recycling and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. The bee bracelet. So it's got some 1.5 millimeter leather cord. We get that from Leather Cord USA. It also has one of those cute little Raven's Journey check glass flowers. And we have one of our bee buttons. We have our small honeybee charm. It's not quite the same as the bigger one. He's our small one. And also one of the honeycomb links and a couple of jump rings. So the kit comes with 20 inches of cord, which is enough for, a range of sizes for your bracelet. It's plenty to work with. If I was making this from scratch, I probably wouldn't need a whole 20 inches. I'd maybe go with 16 or even 18. I folded this cord in half. I'm just cutting it into 2 equal pieces. So 2 10-inch pieces. And then I'm going to do, first I'm going to bend my little honeycomb link a little bit. I want that to have a curve so it fits on my wrist nicely. So I'm using some nylon bracelet bending pliers. And our parts are pewter, so they're that's a relatively soft metal. So this is not hard to do to give it a nice little curve. And if you didn't have bracelet bending pliers around, you can also just take like some firm surface and kind of press it against it until you get a nice curve, like a little jar or those, these are handy, these little jewelry component stackable thingies. I like those a lot and they work for that. So multifunctional.
It's always so amazing how soft but strong the pewter is that you really can do amazing things with it without stressing it out too far.
We've had some good demos of that. So I'm taking the jump rings, the 2 oval jump rings that come in the kit, and I'm attaching one at each end of the honeycomb link. And then I'm going to take—
calls the little bee, baby bee.
Baby bee, yeah, little baby bee. He's adorable. So I've threaded one of those pieces of cord through the jump ring on one side, and I'm going to attach that just with a little overhand knot. And so I folded through about 1.5 inches is probably enough to work with. You may want to give yourself, there's enough cord where you can give yourself more to work with to make your knot. So what I did is I just wrapped the tail around the working end of the cord. I wrapped the tail around there and just made a little overhand knot. And then I'm going to cinch that down. And when we're all done with this, I will want to use some glue on all of my knots so that they don't come loose. And I'm also going to take my chain nose pliers and just really tighten that as much as I can. And it's flattening the end of my cord, but I'm going to trim that off. So I have one side attached. I'm going to go ahead and attach the other side. That's good because I can demo that knot again for you. So folded it through. I have a little longer this time, about 2 inches, and I'm just going to take that tail, wrap it around, make a loop around the working end, and then just thread the tail through the loop I just made. And then tighten that down. And there's a little diagram in the instructions in the kit, because it's a very simple knot, but it's funny because you sometimes want to thread that end in through from the other direction. So we put in a diagram. All right, so I've got my little centerpiece done. I'm going to go ahead and trim off my ends. I'm just going to leave maybe 1/4 inch, not even maybe. Make sure you don't cut the wrong end. That's bad. And now I'm going to just fold those around, get my little charm and my bee out of the way. And this is where I would be sort of estimating my, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. My phone hardly ever rings and it just rang. Let me fix that. Otherwise I'll get a message in a minute that I have a ding that I have a message. It's not cooperating. Okay, let's just hope we don't get any more phone calls. Oh, for Pete's sake.
That's your message.
No, that was another phone call. You know what it is? No. It's always spam. All right, so I want my bracelet about this big. You'll want to, estimate it to what your needs are. And I'm going to fold one of those cords back and make a loop that's about a little over 1/2 inch because I want it to be big enough for the button to fit through. And again, I'm just going to take the end, wrap it around the working cord, and tie that overhand knot. And this knot, especially when it comes time to the gluing, I really want to make sure that I glue this one securely, because I won't want this loop, this cord sliding through and messing with the size of my button loop.
You know, this is a very simple design and kit, but knots are never simple for me. I
really
always have to go back and watch how somebody's doing it.
All right, so for the other side, I'm threading the button on there. And I kind of want to match those lengths. So I'm just going to put it this way and put it here and know that I'm going to make my knot right about equal with the other knot. Does that make sense?
It does.
Put it here, put it here, put it here, and then just make sure it matches. Wrap my cord around, tuck the end through, and then tighten that down.
That is gorgeous leather.
I know, isn't it lovely? The color of this that's in the kit is called Marigold. I think that's the one we went with.
Perfectly.
Yeah. So now I can give them one more tighten, trim them. You know, Julie, I heard something just a little bit too, but everything's on mute on my end. So I don't know, picking up a little background sound.
But it's very faint.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine.
Yeah. All right, so got all my knots tied, and I'm out of super new glue. So I'm using some Bead Fix gel. That is a Beadalon product. It's a nice glue too. And I'm just tucking a little bit of glue right where all the leather overlaps on those knots. And maybe I'm using a cotton swab to scoop off if it's too clumpy.
Does that disappear?
Yes, it's a super glue formula. It's a gel, and it will just dry clear.
Oh, great.
It is a gel, so with the super new glue, that's a slightly more liquidy consistency. So that will kind of tuck into the knots a little bit and kind of flow into the knots. And this gel does not do that as much. So that's why I've got this. So I can kind of scoop off the big blobs of it. So this is this one needs glue too, but for a second I thought I was working on the button loop, and that's the one I want to make sure is secure and doesn't slide. All right. And that's it for the bracelet. So easy.
I want to ask you to do a demo, a quick demo.
Well, and that's not completely it. I haven't added the embellishments yet.
Okay, after you finish, do you have an extra honeycomb link near you?
I can grab one very easily.
Okay, when you're done, I've got a extra credit.
Extra credit demo
request. Yeah. So Lynn is saying that one of her granddaughters has had a beehive since she was 12 years old, and now in college has also worked as beekeeper in the summer. And I'm amazed at when we came out with these bees, how many people really resonate with bees and do beekeeping.
Yeah, and it's growing in popularity, which is fabulous because, you know, the bees need all our love.
They're an indicator species.
What's that?
They are an indicator species.
Yes, yes. when they're healthy, we're healthy, sort of. Right. So,
yeah.
Jump ring. I thought I had one here, but I lost track of it. So I had to get myself another jump ring, and I'm just going to attach it to my little bead charm. And I hung the flower dangle on the wrong side. I didn't want it on the flat side. I wanted it on the other one. Here we go. Julie, are you aware of, there's a lavender farm over here in Santa Rosa that has a wonderful labyrinth, and I think they sell their own honey, and it's a really fun place to visit. It's just kind of bee oriented, you know, and the lavender, and it's just really beautiful.
I don't know about that. I don't think when you said lavender farm, I thought of Maui.
No, it's wonderful. It's I wish I could remember the name of it, but I will find it and send it to you later. Because it's a great place to go visit.
Very calming, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they also have a vegetable garden, and they sell their produce and.
Yes.
All right. There. I accomplished it.
You did. It's beautiful. People love it.
Yeah, and I like.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I like the baby bee.
The baby bee. So my extra credit thing occurred to me while you were took the honeycomb and you were showing how you could take the bending pliers and just form it into a little more of a soft bend, and reminding me about how soft pewter is and how people are probably not aware of a lot of things. So my extra credit thing was to ask you to get wire cutters and clip the end, show how easy it is to cut through. And that could then become a loop to hang something from.
Okay, tell me again what you want me to do.
I just want you to show how easy it is to snip and cut pewter, like that bottom one. Because that'll make it a jump ring. Either one, it doesn't matter. That'll make it a jump ring.
I see what you're saying. So I could, in theory, attach something here instead of using a jump ring.
Turned the right way. But mostly I just want people to see how easy it is to clip pewter, especially like that.
I just cut it. So I don't know who was paying attention. Pretty easy. And then I can open that like that, I think is what Julie's trying to get us to.
Well, mostly it's just not being defined by the parts as they are. Like Tracy said, you can bend them a little bit. You can snip loops off of things if you want to use them to seed bead around and like a focal. I mean, you just don't have to, even though we think the parts are perfect as we make them.
Right. You can modify.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've done a lot of that, Julie, the clipping loops off when I've done work with resin and our parts, because I've used them and embedded them in, hold on, grabbing an example.
Perfect.
Oh, well, these aren't great examples. I've used spacers in these. Sometime very soon, everybody, we're going to do a big resin demo. And so we've had a lot of fun using our rings and various other components with resin and embedding other things, including, what do they call them? They call them inclusions when you have stuff that you're going to put into your resin work. So this particular piece just has a lovely picture of Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Because I think when I was making these, it was all about Halloween years ago. But and then I just added some spacer inclusions into the resin. But I have also used our little charms and just cut the loops off and use them as inclusions. So we're planning a nice resin demo that will be sometime. Maybe I'll
that one, Tracy.
What's that?
The metal was soft enough for you to punch a hole in that part.
Yes. Yeah. Now, when we use the rings, you do, if you want a hole, you have to punch a little hole in the ring first so that you can attach it. Yeah, this will be a good demo. It kind of might be fun to wait and do it as we approach the holidays, like Halloween and stuff, just because the theme stuff is so fun. But we shall see. All right. So, variations. Now, of course, you can buy these kits, but you can also just download the instructions off of our website. So I had some fun working with some of the other finishes and some other links for this idea. So for the earrings, and I was also, Julie, because I have a lot of check glass from Lenka at Raven's Journey. I have a lot of check glass styles, so I had fun picking through her check glass beads.
The best.
To do some of these other color variations. So I did one with copper with a pretty little tulip check glass bead, and then the gold with some pink. And then for the bracelets, I went looking through our products for links that could be used as a focal, like the honeycomb, and that then I could also bend and then match up with a button. So I did this one with the lotus link, and of course it's all Om themed and has a pretty teardrop check glass bead. And then I went kind of Celtic with this one. I used our Triskel button with the Infinity Celtic knot link and one of our Celtic charms. And this bead is so pretty. It's got it's two different size treatments on the sides, so on the different sides, so it's really fun. And then this one, I used one of our intermix links and just kind of went with a florally kind of thing. This is one of our buttons that's modeled after old check glass. So that was a good match for the little check glass bead. And then this one, I went with the labyrinth link and our goddess and our flower of life. So it's a little bit spiritual themed too. I liked that one with the purple especially. So those are my variations. I had fun with those, putting those different colors and themes together.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of it for the demos. I'm going to switch my camera back. After I've had my head down working, I'm always when I switch the camera back, I'm always like, okay, what's my hair going to look like?
You're so funny because your hair always looks exactly the same.
I know, but when I'm working, I'm like tucking it behind my ears and it's like, So anyway.
Oh, look at Melanie just wrote, what a wonderful job you have, Tracy.
It truly is. On good days.
He does a lot more stuff that's not fun. You guys, don't tell Tracy.
What's that? Say that again, Julie.
A lot of the stuff you do is not as fun as what people see.
Don't tell them that. They don't want to hear about that stuff. So B bracelet, B earrings. Whoops. I'm doing the camera reverse thing. B bracelet, B earrings. They're pretty popular. So you guys should be able to find these in retail land very easily. Many of your favorite places will have them. And I'll post some pictures of these variations later today, just for the fun of it. And then I'll plug that picture into the inspiration page too, with some part lists. So if anybody's interested in making those variations, that info will be there. I think that's it.
Fantastic job, Tracy.
Anything else interesting we need to, we should tell them that next week, we're not going to do our video on Tuesday. We're going to do it on Wednesday. And that's because there's a exciting and special thing happening next week. I'm not going to tell you just yet, but we'll have I'll just say it will involve a new kit, and we'll have a special guest to help us demo that. So we're going to do that next Wednesday. So
that's a good tease.
Good tease. All right. That's all I got. So thank you, everybody. Be well and have a great week, and make pretty stuff. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.